guys, sorry that I missed last week's video. It started with my internet not working randomly, and I thought it was because of a storm that we had had, but it actually ended up being that someone cut our cable line. They're building a house next door to us, so I'm assuming they accidentally cut it, whatever, but they didn't tell me. So I waited for like half the day for it to come back on. It never did. Called the cable company, they came out a few days later, whatever. My electricity went out and it came back on a little bit later, but that was because of a storm. So, it was an awful week. Anyways, I'm glad we're in a new week and we're just gonna start fresh. This week's video is something that I get questioned a lot on, and it's how I deal with hate or how I deal with bullies. So it's something that I want to touch base on, and it may end up being more than one part eventually, but I kind of just want to touch on the basic subject right now. If you guys want any further explanation in any videos, or if you want me to talk about anything in specific, please let me know down below and I will gladly do that. Alright, so bullies. It's important to remember that if you're being bullied, that you're not alone. It's been estimated that there are about 13 million people that have been bullied also. While it's not a good statistic, it kind of shows you that you're not alone in this at all. I was bullied when I was younger, and I talk about that quite often. Earlier last week, I asked you guys to send me the worst thing that anyone has ever said to you. And I had so many overwhelming responses, and you guys, I was reading through them and it made my heart break. These were some of the most hateful words I've ever read, and some of them have been said to me before, and it does not make anyone feel good at all. During this video, to prove to you that you're not alone, I will be putting some sort of something around here. These were the things that you guys did submit. I did leave your names out of it as always, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm here for you and that you're not alone. There is true that there is a small percentage of people who don't like you just because they don't like you. There is no rhyme or reason to it. They just don't like who you are, and that's going to be a very small percentage of people, but for the most part, these people are having issues of their own, and they're going to force it onto you. They may not say it and they may not look like it, but these people are having trouble with themselves. You are unique. We're not all supposed to be the same, and if we were, that would be so boring. So remember that if this person's saying, oh my gosh, you're such a nerd because you blank, you can step back and be like, yeah, but not everyone can do that. How cool is it that I can do that? So remember to take that negative and turn it into a positive, because you're unique and you're the only one like you, and that's so cool. Alright, so anyways, on to how I deal with the hate, because if you have been to my blog for 5 minutes, you know that I'm constantly receiving hate. I get about 500, 600 messages per day on my Tumblr, and I'd say a good like 50 to 75 of it is just hate. And whether that is, oh my god, you're so ugly, you're so fat, or you're a whore, you're whatever, I get all of it. I've gotten the full spectrum. I've gotten that my kids are gonna hate me and they're gonna grow up to kill themselves. Everything. I've gotten everything you can possibly think of, I think. And honestly, at first, when my kids were brought into it, it kind of did sting a little bit because I was not used to that. I was not used to people using my children against me and kind of making me feel bad. But then I kind of stepped back and I took my own advice and I said, why is this person saying this to me? This person's saying this to me because they know it's going to hurt my feelings, and they know it's going to sting, and they know that I'm going to be upset about it. All they're trying to do is get a reaction out of me. They're trying to hurt my feelings. They're trying to bring my self-confidence down because they're hurting. This is how I deal with bullies or haters or whatever you want to call them. First, I just ignore them. If you ignore people that are making fun of you, generally they're gonna get bored because all they're trying to do is get a reaction out of you. So ignore them, block them, get rid of them, walk away. Don't put yourself in that situation. Another thing that I do is I just kill them with kindness. So if someone's like spewing all of this negativity at me, I'm just like, you know what? I know you're hurting right now, and I know you're having a really bad day, and I'm so sorry. I hope your day is better tomorrow. Then generally they shut up because they don't know what else to say. They're like, oh, they expect me to react in a certain way and be upset and frustrated that they're saying all of these negative things about me, but in reality, I'm over here like, oh, okay, because I've heard that 27,000 times before, you know? Comes a certain time when I have ignored them or I've killed them with kindness and they're still saying negative things, or even if something they say kind of brushes me the wrong way or if I'm in that kind of mood, then I'll say something to them and I'll correct them because they need to be corrected. And I am allowed to defend myself if I think that what the person is saying is incorrect. A lot of people are like, Taylor, why don't you just delete all of your hate, or why don't you just block it all? You get so many messages, you know, blah, 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 blah. I think it's important for me to show everyone that just because I do have all of these incredible followers that I'm so thankful for and that do send me such positive messages, that that's not all I get. Wow, I have some followers who have said the most incredible things to me. It's important to remember that there are people behind the scenes that keep saying negative things just because they can, you know, or will just say things just to get under my skin. I don't want anyone growing up thinking that these things don't exist or that bullies don't exist, because they do, and especially on the internet when you can hide behind anonymity. I noticed when I was reading through your responses that a lot of people, a lot of the negative things that people were saying were from family members, and I could make an entire video about family member bullying or being hateful, because that's about 90% of my bullying growing up was my family, and how I dealt with it and how I think was the most effective way to deal with it, because I don't want this video to be too long. It's already really long. So just to recap how I deal with haters or bullies or whatever you want to call them, is I ignore them, because they're gonna get bored if you just ignore them. And block them and just get rid of them. Just get that out of your mind and focus on all the positive things that you're doing, all the positive things in your life. Number 2 is I kill them with kindness, because there's a possibility that this person is not really angry with you. They're just upset with themselves and they don't know who to reach out to because there's no one there for them. So I let them know, hey, I'm here for you. If you need to talk to someone, I hope you have a better day. Whatever. Remember that it is okay to defend yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not allowed to defend yourself, but don't go out there trying to fight all of these haters and bullies, because it's not going to be worth your time or your effort. Remember that you are so special and so unique. If you ever need anyone to talk to, you guys can come to my blog. You know that. You can email me. You can do whatever you have to do. You can tweet me. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Friday. I love you. Mwah. Bye.